Hey guys, welcome to Android Solutions. In this video, we're gonna see the different types of launch mode of an activity. Let's get started. The first one is the single top. Let's consider this square shape as the activity task container. This would have reference to all the activities we are dealing with. In our example, we have activity A and B. So this activity task container has reference to all these activities. This activity A is set as the launcher activity, so this would be first visible to the user. And this launch mode is unspecified, which means standard by default. And activity B's launch mode is set to single top. When user starts moving from activity A to B, this would be the top root of this container. When activity B is launched, then this would be the top root of this container. In this case, when a user is trying to launch activity B again from activity A, it will check whether the activity B instance is available with this container or not. If it is available with the container and it is on the top root, then no new instance for this activity B will be created. Instead, it will use the existing instance and on new intent callback would be triggered. Okay. So let's see how it is. Here I have three activities, and activity 2, which has the launch mode, is set to single top. So I am moving to activity 2 from activity 1. Activity 2, which has the launch mode, is set to single top. I'm trying to reopen that. Here you can see the activity 2 is not relaunched again. Instead, the same instance of the activity is used and the callback on new intent is triggered. Here we can retrieve the intent extras, bundle data, whatever being passed while starting the activity. Yeah, this is with single top. Let's move to single task. This is almost similar to single top, whereas uh, let's assume that a user moves from activity A to activity B, from activity B to activity C. So this activity C is currently visible to the user and it is in the top of the root container. So when user tries to launch activity B from activity C, so this activity B's launch mode is set to single task. So single task launch mode activity is started from activity C. In this case, it will look whether the top root of the container belongs to activity B or not. If it does not belongs to activity B, in our case, activity C is the top root container, right? So a top root of the container. So in this case, activity C will be dismissed and activity B will be rerouted. Let's see how it is. Now currently I'm in activity 1, moving to activity 2. So this activity 2 launch mode is set to single task. From activity 2 moving to activity 3. So from this activity 3, I'm trying to launch the activity 2 again. Here you can see activity 3 is dismissed and activity 2 is now visible to the user and on new intent callback is triggered. Which means activity C, which is dismissed, the currently active one, it is dismissed, and activity B, whose launch mode is set to single task, is rerouted with on new intent callback. Okay. Now let's move to the third one, single instance. In this case, we have okay. Let's assume we have three activities: activity A, B, C. So the activity B launch mode is set to single instance. Now when this activity B is launched, it would create its own task for the activity. So when it is launched, it would be launched in a different task, unlike standard launch mode activities. So here activity A and C will be launched in task 1, whereas activity B will be launched in task 2. So from activity B, when we are trying to launch an activity which is not part of task 2, it will move to task 1, and from here it will create a new instance for this activity. Let's see how it is. Right now I'm in activity 1. From activity 1 moving to activity 2, whose launch mode is set to single instance. Here you can see the navigation kind of differs for a single instance launch mode. And from activity 2, which is in a new task, I'm trying to open activity 3, which is in task 1. Yes. Now this is a new instance which is created in task 1. Now from activity C, which is in task 1, I'm trying to launch the activity B, which is already active in task 2. Let's see what happens. Yes. In this case, activity B instance, which is already available, is reused and on new intent callback is triggered. Okay. So this is what happens when you are trying to work with different launch modes. So each launch mode will be used under some specific need. Okay. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the comment section. I will look into it. Uh, Thank you. And this source code is available in the description. Kindly go ahead and check it out. Thank you.